Hey everybody, and thank you so much for joining me today for our finals of our Distillery Wars Workhorse Whiskey Shootout. We've been doing this shootout series for quite a while now, and we have come to the very end. It is time to find out which of these workhorse whiskeys is king. But at the top of this, before we get too far, I just do want to say that I hope all of you and your families and your loved ones are well in these crazy times we're all going through right now. Hopefully you've got a bunker full of whiskey that's keeping you happy at home, and you guys are all safe and sound. So my wishes go out to everyone out there. My prayers go out to everybody who's dealing with any of this virus. Hope you're all well, and let's move into this thing. So, like I said, we are coming to our finals. We're here to find out which one of these whiskeys is the best, and we are going to find out today. So, thank you for coming to join me. This has been so much fun, and thank you to all of you participating with comments and all the stuff that's been going. We've been communicating back and forth. It's been a ton of fun. It seems like you guys have really gotten into this, and so it's really made me want to do another one. So hopefully I'll be able to put another one of these together soon, but make sure you're following me on Instagram and Twitter, so that way when I post, because that's where I like to post my questions about these type of things, so when I make that post, you guys can give me your 2 cents about what type of shootout we're going to do and what whiskeys are going to be included in that shootout. So definitely make sure you're following me on Instagram and Twitter at blind_reviews and on Instagram at Mission Bottle Kill. So I also want to mention that tonight, we are going to be doing a live stream to kind of wrap this whole thing up. I'm going to be just talking about the whole process, how the thing was set up, kind of how the whole thing went from beginning to end. I'll let you in on some of the inside issues I had to deal with this whole shootout, give you some of the behind the scenes stuff, break that fourth wall, and let you guys know some of the problems I had and kind of what those problems caused, which is actually going to end up being a benefit for you. So you'll find out about a little bit of bonus footage that you guys will be getting coming up in the near future here. I also want to talk to you guys about my predictions. You know, I had some predictions that I wrote down before this whole thing started, and we can kind of see how those panned out based on what actually occurred in the shootout and how the lineup fell, who came in first, who came in last. So we'll see how my predictions line up with what actually occurred. I'll talk to you a little bit about a contest I was going to run, which based on what's going on right now probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but maybe we can run that contest in the future. But the big thing I want to do tonight with you guys is answer your questions. If you have any questions or comments about what has gone on in this shootout, you want to find out how this went, how that went, what my thoughts were on a couple of the different whiskey shootouts or head-to-heads or whatever the case may be, ask your questions away. So you can ask the questions in the comments of this video, or even better, you can send me an email at blindwhiskeyreviews@gmail.com and email your questions there as well. So that has been a lot of talking. Let's not waste any more time, and without further ado, let's jump back in time for our very final episode of our Distillery Wars Shootout and find out who the winner is. Let's get to it. As I've mentioned the entire time, if you are just joining us, I have a playlist linked up here which will show you all the videos, all the shootouts that brought us to where we are today. So if you haven't gotten there yet, you may want to go check those out before you watch this video. There's also an explanation of how I set this shootout up so you don't get confused along the way. So definitely check that video out as well. We are approaching, this is like I said, this is potentially our championship round. This will determine the winner of this shootout. And I'm a little nervous. I've had a couple really difficult shootouts in this series, and I know this is going to be one of those where it's going to be extremely difficult to pick the winner. So I am really excited to get into this. So let's not waste any more time and let's get straight into these whiskeys. Definitely got some heat on the nose, some light fruit, some caramel. Touch of spice. So we got a number 8 over here. Sort of similar. I mean, light fruits, almost a little nutty character. A little vanilla. All right. You know what? But how much does the nose really matter? Let's get into what's important, the taste. So definitely some horsepower here. Feels like the higher end of our range on this shootout, which, if you weren't there for that, caps at 101 proof. So I think we're right around that ballpark. Get a little water here. Lots of good rich flavors here. There's light notes, there's red fruity notes, there's all kinds of notes going on here. So really fantastic tasting whiskey. All right, battery died right as I was transitioning over to number 8 here. So let's get into number 8 on the palate. Definitely light fruit, nutty character. Some nice sweetness from caramel, brown sugar, hint of spice on the back, not much. Nice oaky bitterness, well balanced on the back end. Nice medium finish, medium mouthfeel. So far so good on these two. Let's give them one more pass. This is going to be really tough. These are both fantastic. This one's definitely coming off now with some, it's definitely morphed since we first tasted it. Some deeper, darker, richer notes. Dark fruit, dark brown sugar, almost like a slightly bitter chocolate, leather. Nice long finish, medium mouthfeel. Both feel similar in proof. This is going to be really tough. One more taste on this whiskey. Man, these are both really good whiskeys, really fantastic pours. Great amounts of, look, the entire time I've been talking about these whiskeys, it's always been about which whiskey is the most interesting, which has the most complexity, the best balance, the most robust flavor. You know, those things are really what's the most important when you're looking at a whiskey, and these are both hitting all the marks. So I can definitely see why these have both made it toward the end of our shootout. So, oh man. I think I got to do what we've done in every video. I'm going to do a little back and forth, do a little bit extra tasting, do a little mental notes here on which ones, what flavors I'm getting, what complexity I'm getting, and which one I really think is the best. And as always, I'll speed that up for you a little bit because I don't want to waste several minutes of your time while I go back and forth on these. So we will be right back with the results in a second. All right, so I've gone back and forth on these a ton. It was an incredibly difficult decision. These are both fantastically balanced whiskeys. They're both very complex, lots of flavors, very interesting. You can sit there and dig for flavors and find all kinds of stuff if you sit there and marinate with these whiskeys. So both are pretty evenly matched on those fronts. They're both very robust in the flavor. I feel like 3 maybe edges out number 8 over here in terms of just how rich it is. It's a little bit more rich here. Also, excuse me, number 8 has just a slight, I mean, it is such a little hint, but at this point, to select a whiskey, we really have to nitpick. Excuse me, so I gotta pick out all the little stuff. And for me, 8 has a little bit of an alcohol bite to it. Not much, very tiny, but it's just a slight harshness on the tongue. Number 3 does not have that. It is very rich, very robust, and just smooth over the palate. So, either one of these whiskeys could have won. On the day, based on what I ate earlier in the day, who knows? Either one could have won. But for me, today, nitpicking the little things, which is where I had to go to make this decision, I have to pick number 3. Number 3, I think, is going to end up being our winner in terms of the entire shootout. I don't know where we are. We may have to go to a double elimination. I'm not sure where we're at. Anyways, but number 3 is a fantastic whiskey. It is just so rich, robust, so many deep, dark, rich flavors and characters, and it's very complex in that deep and dark realm. So, fantastic stuff. Number 8 is also a fantastic whiskey. It's got great complexity, and it's a little bit on the lighter side in terms of the flavors. It doesn't go to that deep, dark realm, but it stays up in that light fruit, that peanut, that all those great characters. So, really good stuff here. It was just edged out by some tiny things by this whiskey here. So you guys know who won. It is on the screen here. I got to know again, which one do you think should have won? Did I pick the winner, or do you think that this whiskey should have won? So let me know in the comments down below. So there you have it. We've finally found our winner after weeks of questions and turmoil. We found out that Old Forester apparently reigns supreme. Now, as you guys probably noticed if you watched some of the previous shootouts that I did, these 3 were in some very tight battles, and really it could have swung any way between the 3 of these whiskeys. They are all amazing, fantastic pours. I can't say enough about any of them, and especially because of the fact that they are all under $25 a piece. So, amazing whiskeys. Definitely ones you can't go wrong with. I hope you guys enjoyed this entire shootout. It has been so much fun for me. As I mentioned at the top of the video, we will definitely be doing another one of these coming up in the near future here. Ton of fun. You guys seem to enjoy it, so another one of those will be coming up. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter so that way you know and can give me your 2 cents on what you would like to see coming up. So the stream starts tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. I really hope you guys can join me. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be drinking some of these whiskeys. We'll be talking about these whiskeys and the whole process surrounding this thing. So I really hope you guys can show up. I really hope you can send me your questions too. I'm really looking forward to answering some of those. We did have some come up through the course of the shootout, but there were so many comments. I don't know that I could really go through them very easily. But anyways, enough of that. I hope you guys are staying safe out there. Stay home, drink whiskey, be well, and we will see you guys very soon. Cheers.